Jsou tady počítačová plošková animace, kreslení, pak my za Ultrafan tady zase děláme animaci pískovou, podsvěcovanou, což zase je takový experimentální. Pak se tady dělá plošková animace modelínová a je to vlastně hrozně rozmanitý podle toho, co ty děcka mají rádi. Hrozně mě fascinuje, že co já jsem se jako vydržela za 6 let studia, tak přijde nějaký jako dítě a naprosto intuitivně to naanimuje, takže jako čučím prostě. Takže spíš ta hrozná bezprostřednost tím, že nemají třeba s tím zkušenost, nemají dopředu nějaký daný limity, tak k tomu přistoupějí a vlastně překonají něco, co já bych si třeba rozmyslela, že je složitý, tak oni to udělají. Já myslím, že jsem specialistka hodně na zombie filmy, to dost frčí. Samozřejmě holky vždycky musí dělat jednorožce, ale letos třeba u nás na tom stanovišti, kdy se animuje s experimentálníma materiálama jako s pískem, tak dost často teďka děláme animování vzduchu, pohybu, deště, což je skvělý, to jsou takový jednoduchý triky. Ale většinou vždycky musíme ty děcka, co oni přijdou s nějakým nápadem na velkofilm, trošku jim to skrouhnout, aby jsme to spíš časově stihli. Takže vždycky jim říkám, že ať zkusej ten příběh říct ve 2 větách a to je ideálně, co tak zhruba stihne.
Ernie became desperate. There was only one way in. It was time to be the windscreen, not the insect.
You know what, I think I like to set rules for myself. I like boundaries, and I set this rule for myself 21 years ago when I was studying animation at film school. I said everything in front of the camera has to be real. No CGI skies, no green screen, blue screen. I want to be a traditionalist. I want to be a purist. Yeah, there's a lot of myself in all my films too. I think my characters are extensions of who I am, you know. I mean, I always say my films are based on a true story, but they're not documentaries, they're fictional, yeah.
When I was young, I invented an invisible friend called Mr. Ravioli. My psychiatrist says I don't need him anymore, so he just sits in the corner and reads.
Max from Mary and Max is that character is very similar to the real person. I have a real pen friend in New York who I still write to. His name's not Max, but he's very true to life. But then Harvey Crumpet's an amalgamation of lots of different people.
He stopped believing in fate and did exactly what the statue said. He felt free and alive and joined a nudist group. He became a vegetarian and joined an animal liberationist society, liberating chickens and their eggs. Harvey didn't just seize the day, he was strangling it.
When I was a scout, a little boy, our scout leader had a steel plate in his head. He'd had a car accident and they put this big plate to sew his skull back together. And he told us.
He's not magnetic.
Well, I was wondering, was he magnetic? And what if he got struck by lightning? And could he pick up radio signals? You know, like it would be a human radio. And so I was always fascinated by his steel plate. And I would never have guessed that one day I'd make a film about a character with a steel plate in his head that then wins an Oscar. So, you know.
People often label your characters as outsiders. Yeah. Do you like this label?
The characters, I would prefer to use the word underdogs. They're characters who don't quite fit into society. You know, they're marginalised, misunderstood. They usually have some fundamental imperfection. I'd never use the word disabled, but they would have something, a fundamental flaw. But I think the thing that links all the characters are, and what I'm trying to say with every film is that everybody is imperfect, I'm imperfect, my characters are imperfect, and what I'm really trying to say is that you have to embrace your own imperfections as well as others.
Every Christmas we had him over for lunch. I always had to sit next to him and had to endure his rumbles coming from his colostomy bag. he'd dress up as Santa. He'd made the beard himself out of cotton wool and pipe cleaners. One year it fell to bits, and he raced from the room. He returned, and it was mended with Band-Aids. We pretended we really thought he was Santa.